Hello everyone, myself Surya Prakash, Assistant Professor, Kite School of Pharmacy. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss optical isomerism, optical activity, enantiomerism and diastereoisomerism. First, we'll discuss the optical isomerism. So, optical isomerism is a type of stereoisomerism. Optical isomers have the ability to rotate the plane polarized light. This property is often referred as optical activity. A beam of ordinary light consists of electromagnetic waves that oscillate in an infinite number of planes at right angle to the direction of light travel. When a beam of ordinary light is passed through a device called a polarizer or a Nicol prism made up of calcite or calcium carbonate, light is found to be vibrate in only one plane, and this is said to be a plane polarized light. Light waves in all other planes are blocked out. When a beam of polarized light passes through a solution of certain organic molecule such as sugar or camphor, the plane of polarization is rotated through an angle alpha. Not all organic substances exhibit this property, but those that do are said to be optically active. The angle of rotation can be measured with an instrument called a polarimeter. Here, this is a ray diagram of a polarimeter which consists of a light source which is give ordinary light having vibration in all the plane, which is passed through a polarizer which polarize the light in one plane, which is called plane polarized light. And that polarized light, if we pass through a sample, then it will divert the angle, and if a substance will divert the angle of plane polarized light, then we can say the compound is optically active. Next, we'll discuss the optical activity. Optical activity is the ability of chemical molecule to rotate the plane of plane polarized light, measured using a polarimeter. When a solution of known concentration of optically active material is placed in a polarimeter, the beam of light is rotated either in the right direction or in the left direction. So the compound which rotate the plane polarized light to the right direction, or we can say the clockwise direction, is said to be dextrorotatory, and those which rotate the plane polarized light in the left direction is, we can say, it is a levorotatory. So dextrorotatory is indicated by plus sign, while levorotatory is indicated by the minus sign. Here we can see the ray diagram of polarization of light. Here a plane polarized light will pass through an enantiomer. If it rotates the plane polarized light in the clockwise direction, then we can say the compound is dextrorotatory. And if this enantiomer will rotate the plane polarized light in anti-clockwise direction, or we can say the counterclockwise direction, then we can say this is a levorotatory molecule. Next one is the specific rotation. Specific rotation refer to the observed rotation of a sample in a tube of 1 decimeter length and at a concentration of 1 gram per ml. The degree of rotation also depend on the wavelength of the light. The yellow light which are using sodium D2 line having 589.6 nanometer wavelength, which is commonly used for the measurement. The specific rotation, which is called alpha, of a compound is defined as the observed rotation when the light of 589.6 nanometer wavelength is used with a sample path length of 1 decimeter and a sample concentration of 1 gram centimeter cube. Here is the equation for the calculation of specific rotation, where alpha is observed rotation, which is calculated in the degrees, C is concentration, which unit is gram per ml, and L is the path length. Here path length is 1 dm. 1 dm means 1 decimeter. Next, we'll discuss the optical isomerism. An optically active compound exists in two isomeric forms that rotate the plane polarized light in opposite direction. They are called optical isomers, and the phenomena is called optical isomerism. The optical rotation power of two isomers are equal in magnitude but opposite in the direction. The equimolar mixture of two isomers will therefore not rotate the plane polarized light at all, and it is said to be a racemic mixture. Optical isomers have the same physical properties like melting point, boiling point, density, etc., and they have the same specific rotation with opposite sign. Then next we'll discuss the optical isomerism in lactic acid. It contains one chiral carbon, or we can say lactic acid is having one chiral center. So three forms of lactic acid are known, at which two are optically active and third one is optically inactive. Plus lactic acid rotates the plane polarized light at the clockwise direction and it is dextrorotatory, whereas minus lactic acid rotates the plane polarized light to the left direction or anti-clockwise direction, which is levorotatory, whereas plus minus lactic acid does not rotate the plane polarized light and it is optically inactive because of it is having a racemic mixture of both plus and minus form of lactic acid. Here is the optical isomers of lactic acid. This is the representation, how will represent that both dextrorotatory and levorotatory lactic acid. Next, we'll discuss the condition for optical isomerism. So, molecule should be disymmetric, and that is one molecule should not be superimposed on its mirror images. Simply, the dissymmetry results from the presence of a chiral atom, and chiral atom is one which is bonded to four different atom or groups. Next, we will discuss the enantiomer. So, optical isomers that are mirror images are called enantiomer. These always exist as discrete pair. For example, there are two optical isomers of lactic acid. One is plus lactic acid and another is minus lactic acid. These structures are non-superimposable. So, these are called enantiomer. Next, we will discuss the properties of enantiomer. Here, enantiomer are stable, isolable compound that differ from one another in three-dimensional septal arrangement. Enantiomer cannot be interconvertible under ordinary condition, and enantiomer have identical properties in all respects except their interaction with plane polarized light. They have the same melting point, density, solubility, color and reactivity toward the acid and base. They differ, however, in the direction in which they rotate the plane polarized light. Both rotate the plane polarized light in the exactly the same extent, same angle, but one rotates the plane to the right and another rotates to the left. And a mixture of equal amount of two enantiomer is a racemic mixture. Such mixture is optically inactive because the two compounds rotate the plane polarized light equally and opposite direction and cancel each other. Next, we'll discuss the diastereomers. Diastereomers are the stereomers that are not mirror images of each other. For a molecule to have a diastereomer, it must typically contain a chiral center. Here are some examples of both enantiomer and diastereomers. Here, structure 1 and structure 2 are mirror images of each other. Hence, these are the enantiomer, and structure 3 and structure 4 both are again mirror images of each other. Hence, these structures are enantiomer of each other. But the compound 1 and compound 3 are diastereomers because they are neither mirror images of each other and they are not superimposable. Similarly, structure 1 and 4 are diastereomers, structure 2 and 3 are diastereomers, and structure 2 and structure 4 are diastereomers. Here the properties of diastereomers. Diastereomers have the different properties. Two diastereomers have different melting point, boiling point and solubilities. They differ also in the reactivity towards the most of the reagent. Here are some comparison between enantiomer and diastereomers. So enantiomers are mirror images of each other and they are not superimposable, whereas diastereomers, they are non-mirror images of each other, they are not superimposable also. In enantiomer always have a different R and S configuration, whereas diastereomers they have the same RS configuration at least at one stereo center. In enantiomer they have one or more stereo center, and in diastereomer they have at least two stereo centers. And in isomers, they have the same chemical and physical properties, where in diastereomers, they have different physical and chemical properties. In enantiomer, they all possess optical activity, although they rotate light in the opposite direction, whereas in the diastereomers, not at all possess optical activity. Here are some terms which is used to describe optical isomerism. Number one is achiral molecule. Achiral molecule can not be superimposed on its mirror images. It is identical to its mirror images and do not rotate the plane polarized light. Whereas chiral center, for a molecule to be a chiral, it must have at least one chiral center, a carbon with four non-equivalent groups. Any molecule that contains a chiral center will be a chiral unless the molecule has a plane of symmetry, in which case the molecule is achiral, or we can say the mesoform. Next one is the chiral molecule. A chiral molecule is one that cannot be superimposed on its mirror images and it rotates the plane polarized light. Next is the diastereomers. Diastereomers are superimposable, non-superimposable mirror images of each other. For a molecule to have a diastereomer, it must contain more than one chiral center. In enantiomers are mirror images of each other, whereas meso compounds contain a chiral center, but it is achiral because of the plane of symmetry. And optical activity is a compound having the ability to rotate the plane polarized light. And the last one is the racemic mixture. A racemic mixture is a 50-50% mixture of two enantiomer, and the racemic mixture do not rotate the plane polarized light. So this is all about the optical activities and optical isomer. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.